All right. Hi, everybody. I am so happy that you are all here today. I'm Drea, in Creative Company co-founder, and we are doing our creative portfolio showcase. Yeli and I absolutely love seeing everyone's portfolio. It is just such a joy to see what you've been working on, how you've been working on it. We learn a lot from each other, and this is how we collaborate. We have three amazing and creative company collaborators here today that I am super excited to introduce you to. They are working on the coolest stuff, and I am always so impressed with what they have to bring to the table, their expertise, and just their entire vibe. We curate a very special place in Creative Company where we all are doing good for the world and bring best everything that we do. And so this is going to be super fun. I am going to bring to the stage today Martha Christina Garza, a brand strategist and overall super creative thinker. So much fun to see all of the brainstorming that Martha does. Definitely check out this presentation. This is a must see. Then we have Isa. Isa on stage is our typographer. So many amazing projects we have done in Creative Company with Isa's typography skills. Super talented graphic design connoisseur. Absolutely phenomenal talent. And then we have Divine. Divine Bean is a wonderful creative that is super multifaceted and has so much going on, literally exudes creativity in every single pore. It is so much fun to see all of the cool stuff that Divine does. And hot tip, raps and is extremely musical. Like, just honestly, everything that I see on Instagram is like, yes, 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 give me more. So super excited to introduce you to all of these powerhouses. And we are bringing up on stage today, Divine. Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see your portfolio. So let's get started. We're going to bring you up on stage. I'm going to pin your screen, and you're welcome to share. Passing you the mic.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much just for attending this event, coming to see all of the things that we're doing at In Creative Co. Again, I'm Divine, recording artist and serial entrepreneur, but today I'll be presenting all of my marketing love, everything that I do in terms of just digital marketing. That's including social media management, content creation, copywriting, creating marketing campaigns for my clients, and more. So today I will be presenting two separate businesses. One will kind of showcase a little bit of social media content creation, and one will showcase a marketing campaign that I created. So we're going to start with the marketing campaign first. So this is a marketing campaign that I created for one of my clients by the name of Asia Tishdale. She has a matchmaking business specifically designed for people of color, specifically Black people. And it's pretty much to just help Black individuals prepare for just love, staying in love, keeping their relationships up to date, actually holding them accountable for everything that's happening in their relationship. So I was able to create a couple graphics to showcase her aesthetics, as far as colors, as far as just the vibe that we're giving. So we have like dark green colors. We have a little bit of like browns to just, of course, showcase people that look like myself and her. A little bit of light, a little bit of dark, something to just kind of make it different and not so like, let's say, a hot pink that probably wouldn't make sense for her brand, or something that let's say it were a color like black. Black doesn't really represent that. Though I have recommended with her, like, she kind of mix it up a little bit, but another conversation for another day. So I did also encourage that we do a little bit of cross promotion for her stuff. We've talked about what cross promotion is, such as like Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, working with The social media platforms that work best for her business, in my opinion, I would say Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, as her target audience resides there. Doing a couple research methods, like how we're talking about TikTok, looking at hashtag research, making sure that her topic is actually relevant and she has some market to actually like get into. There's a lot of research that we had to do, but it was really, really fun. I had a phenomenal time doing it. Making sure that I'm letting her know, like, we have to create things such as aspirational content, facts about the dating world for Black people, aesthetic photos and videos that will grab somebody's attention. As we know now, the media's attention span rather, is literally 5 seconds. So you have a small amount of time to grab people. And that's what we're working on, is making sure that we can create content that fits the aesthetic so she can grab her target audience, which is people who are between the ages of around 18 all the way up to 35 and are looking to hop into dating or to maintain their relationship that they're already in. We talked to her about creating exclusivity online, posting content about where the brand came from, how it started, what was her origin story. And we talked more about content marketing, such as blogs, newsletters, social media, emails, just a bunch of different videos. And I gave her a couple of ideas. Weekly blogging, SEO optimization, giving success stories from people that she has worked with, even if it were like a trial run, things like that, so people can know, hey, this actually works. Again, this was super, super, super fun. Again, I just kind of gave her like a whole bunch of advice, like, okay, for example, try to leave TikTok watermarks out of your posts on Instagram, because Instagram sees that they shadow ban, because you're technically promoting another platform. So just giving her pieces of advice like that when she's creating her content, and just pieces of advice. And then I did create this platform or these photos where each day has like, I have like a national this day or the first day of this, and things like that. So this kind of will help her with her content creation. And then once we get started, I can make the content for her. But this marketing plan, again, it didn't take me too long, but we're talking about influencer marketing. Like, it's just so much that goes into digital marketing for a very fresh business that you really have to go into super, super deep detail, And when I sent this to her, she loved it. She was like, yo, like, you did a phenomenal job. Thank you for all the advice you gave me. You told me about things I didn't even think about. Like, I can't wait to go ahead and get started with you actually getting the content done. You actually engaging, doing these different things for me. And I'm super, super excited. And I don't know, I can't wait for everybody to see what she has going on. So that's one. That's the marketing campaign that I created for Miss Asia Tishdale for her business, Fire and Desire Matchmaking. So I'm going to go ahead, stop sharing, and I'm going to share the content that I've made for a couple other businesses. So this business just so happens to be a clothing-based business that kind of has the same target audience, which is people of color. And this is a clothing brand by my client, Janet Jones. Her business name is Heritage Lids, based in Memphis, Tennessee. So these are some of the graphics that I've created for her business. Take a look as I kind of go through it a little bit. Make sure, yeah, right. And it's just taking her photos, just kind of adding some stuff. I did use some graphics. I use Adobe. Most of the graphics I use Canva. And she's promoting senses of unity, community, making sure that people are kind of gathering together, considering that the city that she's mostly promoting is primarily people of color in it. So it just kind of fits. She's going around the city, taking pictures with people that love her products. This is a video, but yeah, kind of use the seasons to promote her stuff. It's been fun working on her business. This is Janet herself. She's an amazing business owner. She's given me the opportunity just to promote, like I said, all of her designs, all of the people wearing her designs, to again create a sense of community, unity within the Black space, promoting Black heritage, Black culture, all of these different things. So I've created, as you can see, a whole lot of content for her that's been repurposed on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and just a million different platforms, promoting her different designs, such as this one. I know we just did this a couple months ago, the Cupcake Cutie t-shirt. Always making sure I'm putting her ads in the post, so when people find it, they follow on all different platforms. Creating engagement content like this, like healing is better than harm. It's just creating a space where mental health is also talked about. Just a whole lot of different things. But this is the catalog. And yeah. So again, thank you guys so much for giving me the space to talk about more of just marketing campaigns that I've created and social media content that I've created. Again, both clients were completely satisfied. They've been long-term clients. We're getting ready to kind of scale their business on a different level, finding new and improved ways to improve their marketing campaigns and strategies all over social media and in person. So with that, you can find us, Divine Business, on our site, divinebusiness.com, and you can email us at info@divinebusiness.com if you're looking to get any services in regards to social media creation, marketing campaigns. We also offer business plans, SEO. We do a multitude of things, like Drea said. Like we do a lot here. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully I get to hear from you guys. So thank you.
Thank you so much. You rocked it. There was so much goodness there. There's just talent, just like oozing out of everything that you make. I love that it's passion based too. Having a passion filled client is all of our dreams. And you really came about it with the heart and wanting to genuinely connect them with people and make connections that matter, which I love. We do have a question that came in, so we're going to tackle that now. Divine. This is from Yelly, and creative company co-founder. So with graphics phasing out of IG, do you plan to take them into Reels next? Are your long-standing clients open to it?
That's a really, really good question. Thank you for that. I do plan on taking them and repurposing them into Reels, because beforehand, before Reels came out, you used to have to, press the promote button and spend money on actually having to do that. Now Reels has created a space where you don't have to do that anymore. You can, but it's not a necessity because the algorithm naturally pushes it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm definitely working on repurposing that. And I have actually talked to both of those clients, especially Asia, once I get started with her social media management. And she was all for it. Definitely Janet was all for it. Just because it's a natural reach. Once I told them, like, look, you can naturally reach people without having to spend money. Any client that hears that is automatically going to be like, I don't have to spend money and I get to reach more people. I'm for it, so they're definitely into that. And I definitely am working on getting that happening, like, for them, because, they win, I win. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you. Awesome answer. Absolutely. When they know they can reach people and not spend more money, it is like their dream goal. So it's cool you're connecting them with that and giving them a plan to make that happen. Yelly has another tidbit. They can spend their money on working with you to make their videos instead of give it to Insta.
Exactly.
Money to you, not to IG. That's what I love to hear. Awesome. So we're going to bring up on stage Issa, but Divine, thank you so much for your time today. It was awesome connecting with you. Okay, we're going to bring up Issa next. Issa is our typographer and just all around graphic design maven. Just so much understanding of what good type is, and has an awesome approach that I think is outstanding. And you can check out Issa's work here. We'll tell you more. I'm going to bring Issa up on stage. Take it from here. You got this.
Hi, guys. Thanks for that. I'm a bit embarrassed. So let me share my screen. I think you can all see hello. Are we okay on that?
Perfect. Hi.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Well, my name is Isa. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a typographic designer, as Rhea said. And well, today I wanted to talk a little bit about my work and at least what it means to be a typographic designer. Mainly, it means I love letters. I love their shapes. I love how they play with each other. There's some sort of really nice puzzle that you can actually put in together. And mainly, I believe that the main idea we all have of a type designer is a font designer, which is great and it's actually quite accurate, but it's not actually my thing. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with everyone today. These are some samples of my work. They are not random samples, but they're kind of diverse. And it shows a little bit of what I can do. Of course, as a good designer, my portfolio is outdated and I do need to work on that. But we'll keep with this. I try not to pick up many projects I've done with the Co because I wanted to show, something different and something that maybe I know that I've been working a lot with Thierry and Andrea that you haven't seen before. So it seemed a little bit more fun or I don't know, different. So the main thing I do with type is branding. Word marks have a lot of, we have letters everywhere. Like on the street, we have ads on our mobile phones, social networks. Divine's work is also like crossed with letters. The copy of the posts is even like someone had to think of the font they used for Instagram. There's someone thinking of that. And when you work with branding, there's even a plus to that because some brands have a logo and some even have a word mark that is like this word that is to have a little bit extra onto it. And that's a great place where like typographic skills and font design can come in. It's not the same at all to design a font than to design just a word, but the skills that needed is not so different sometimes. You do have some differences, but there are a lot of things that are in common, and that kind of training, that's the word, can come in. And it's also great to have the extra information to know which fonts will look good with each other or with the brand you are designing and the logo and everything, So branding is like my like easy to go kind of work. Like that's one of the main things I do. I also work with some really simple, really unique, one of a time kind of projects, like, I don't know, book covers. That's just this word or this couple of words that will only be placed in a book and have a lot more of creative freedom and a lot less of technicalities to be taken care of because it's just like a book and it will be printed and that's it. That's the size where you will be using it and that's it. Or a stamp that will only be reproduced in one size and it works nicely like that. And you can also like put into it a lot of typographic playing to it. So that's another thing I can do and I usually do. And one of the most obvious things or work that a typographic designer can do is editorial design. We've been doing some brochures lately with Yeli too, for instance. You get a lot of information when you study fonts regarding not only the shapes and the history of letters, but also the possibilities a font has and how to actually use them for the best, to work with them and knowing what they are for. You might have like, I don't know, 2-3 sets of numbers and knowing which one to choose for a certain kind of book might be a good choice. Or knowing a font's got a lot of superscript a complete superscript set of numbers. It's also a great thing to know if you will be working, I don't know, some sort of academic book with lots of notes. That kind of information is useful for editorial design, and I don't know, you actually get that when you study type. I've done a master's degree that's 2 years here where I'm based in Argentina. Sorry guys, I forgot to say that. And that's like 2 years studying type, like super straight to the point. So that's another thing I feel comfortable doing, of course. But one of the things which is not so obvious and is actually one of the nicest perks and unexpected advantages of type design comes with illustration. I'm not an illustrator at all, and my kind of drawings, let's call them, are definitely not the sort of artistic and strong-handed with lots of organic kind of impact to them. But having been training like my eye so hard to see details and to think of the technicalities that would be needed, kind of gives one's a very particular style. Of course, I'm kind of a nerd. And you can actually work on this without like some sort of typographic illustrations. I mean, there's nothing of type here in the strict sense. I mean, letters have a long history and we have to understand them. And there's the whole symbolic aspect of them and sound aspect. I mean, a lot of things that are not present here, but there's the taken care of the stroke width and the distances and the managing the darker and lighter areas and making all this come together and making the whole thing and the curves being like gentle or having the speed the curve needs to have for the whole drawing to work fine. That's pretty much the same kind of work you need when you design, I don't know, a word mark. When you design the A for a specific brand, you need to take care of the same kind of details. So there is a typographic aspect you can actually translate to drawing. In fact, when I started my degree, the first exercise we had to do, which was like we had to do it for about a month, was actually to take some leaves, like in autumn, the leaves you get from the trees, and you'll have your leaf here and your piece of paper there, and you actually have to draw the leaf. You actually have to see it. I mean, like deeply see it and see the cracks and see the curves and see the little lines you have within the leaves. I don't know, we call them nerves or something like that in Spanish. Not sure in English. And you actually had to be able to see them and draw them, which are two different kind of skills, like the eye can see and that's training, and the hand needs to actually respond to that. And that's another sort of training you have to do. So there is some drawing. And the most interesting part comes one step forward, because these are like some fun illustrations I did and there's not more to it. But it comes when you have to develop a set of icons, for instance, which is actually something you do for branding, which gets me back to my first slide. And it helps you do these drawings you need to do, which besides the concept can be all together in the same style and work nicely together and share the weight, although some of them might have more information or be more complex, like, I don't know, this little guy with the rocket and everything, besides the teacup on the side. Like, they are super different, but they need to be all together working. But not only that, which is by itself quite interesting and fun, but you can also design these icons taking into consideration the word mark or the logo you did and the fonts you'll be using. And you can actually think of the whole thing as one entire thing, the curves, the weights, the strokes, the way the one stroke interacts with the other one and clashes it. I don't know if that's the word. That kind of thing can be thought from a typographic kind of perspective, So it's actually a really interesting skill to have as a designer. It goes way beyond the beauty of glyphs and letters, which is like totally present. And I totally think we should all have more typographic or writing history at school, because it's amazing. But it goes beyond that. It gives you a different way to see certain stuff. I mean, it's sort of, if craft has a little extra to itself and gives the person who studies it a different perspective on the world. I'm pretty sure about that. Type does the same to you and gives you another approach, which I think is super interesting. And of course, I'm kind of encouraging people to study with this small talk. But that's pretty much what I wanted to share today with you all. You can check my portfolio if you wanna see a little bit more of this and everything. And I'm super grateful for this opportunity. And I see that the chat has a bunch of questions. I have to read them. Sorry about that, guys. I can do both things at the same time. But well, that's pretty much it. So that's it.
Thank you, Isa. What a wonderful presentation. It showcased your talent immensely. You just have an eye for style and you bring a lot to the table. I would love to know what your favorite projects are. Like, what are the ones that really make your heart sing?
Well, there's one specific project I love the most. It doesn't have to do with the result. It's not on the presentation. It's this influencer, this local influencer. She's got a fashion blog on Instagram, which is a subject I know nothing about. And I've never been too interested in fashion, but she gives it an awesome social and sustainable and kind of twist that, I find myself hearing to her videos and reels and learning a lot of stuff with what she posts. So I think that's my favorite project because of that. I have to say that one of the best things of being a graphic designer is being able to get to know a lot of people and also crafts and jobs you have never imagined. So you learn a lot of things that are not your own gig. So that's a generality, but I believe that my favorite project has been that one, because it made me become interested in something I've never thought I would actually pay any attention to.
I love that. That's so cool. Open mind, open heart, working on things that are passion driven. Yeli, in Creative Company co-founder, has a question for you, and this is a juicy one. Why don't more graphic designers learn typography as well as you do?
I believe people might not be interested enough. There's a lot of I don't know. For some, it might look something boring. I believe. It's a bit less. It has a little bit less of impact, and it's got, I don't know. It doesn't have a lot of rock to it. That might be the thing. But I don't know. I'm not a too rock kind of person, so I enjoy the simplestness in life. That's my only guess. I don't really know why they are not so profoundly passionate about it.
I love that. Typography is for the nerdiest graphic designers. Quote from you. And typography is hard. Shay added typography is hard. It is. It's a technical skill that you've got to have that je ne sais quoi, and it's a craft. And that's from Martha. And thank you so much, Isa. Isa, you are such a pleasure. I really appreciate you imparting your wisdom with us today. And I'm going to bring up the next speaker, Martha. Martha, round of applause for being such an amazing brand strategist. I'm going to introduce Martha really quick, and we're going to get on our way. So Martha, step up on stage, and can't wait to hear what you have to say. Martha has been in Creative Company, which feels like for a while now, like one of those original people that came up and was like, yeah, let me try this out, loves networking. And even though Martha does brand strategy, loves brand strategy, breathes, eats, lives brand strategy, also hosts events, does fun things, networks, really about building community and connection driven, which I love. I think that is a key aspect to being a successful creative entrepreneur. So amazing. Love having you here today, and passing the mic to you to get started.
Awesome. Thanks, Drea. So hi all, I'm Martha Cristina. I'm based in Brooklyn, but I'm originally from Mexico. I went to school for industrial design. That was over 13 years ago. And I have a master's in marketing for luxury. I worked in corporate marketing for 10 years, passing by places like Cartier and Moleskine and Maison Kaiser. And today I get to take you on my journey of how I work with most of my clients. Some of them just work with me on strategy. Some of them do both strategy and design with me. And I want to share the whole journey. and share particularly one of my clients that is launching next week. So the way I do branding, I call it building a human. So we start with the heart. We talk about why they do what they do. I use Miro a lot. So I wanted to share that because it's kind of how my process is. And Yeli is very familiar because she sat with me through our projects together through a creative company. So we start with why they do what they do. What should it matter? What is their vision for 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? This board looks very colorful because it's actually an in-person workshop. Me and the client got to meet in person and do all of these exercises. We spent 3 days together working in all of this, and it was really fun. Once we're done with the why we do what we do, what should it matter, and build out a purpose, we jump to the soul of the brand or the personality. We talk about archetypes. We create all these quizzes. We kill the brand because we want to be so sure on how does it sound, what legacy is it building, how do people feel? And I always love this exercise. We think of the brand as a friend, and what kind of friend would it be? And then last but definitely not least, we jump to the mind of the brand, which is the positioning. Positioning is basically the space we want to occupy on people's minds. And I get to be very clear with my client of like, what makes them so unique? What is the thing they can claim to be the only at? And so we see their competitors. We analyze deeply 3 top competitors. We see their 3 ideal clients and build customer journeys from where they meet them to where they engage to where they choose them. And then when they become advocates, and what is the thing that attracts these dream clients to them? One of my clients, when I'm showcasing her board, it's Catherine Wood. She is my coach, and I got to be, it's cool because like I got to be on the other side of the table. She's been coaching me for 4 years, and I got to rebrand her. This is her current brand. Her rebrand is launching in a week, and I'm so excited to have it out in the world. This brand wasn't bad, it worked out, but it wasn't her anymore because she started her company 9 years ago, and now she's in a very different place than when she started. So I'm going to bring out the board. So what I do with my clients, once that we've spent these 3 days together, we create this 60-page book of who they are. And I'm in the photo shoot as well because she invited me as one of her clients, but it was so cool to see her vision come to life. She wanted a brand that was way bolder in her photo shoot too. It was so cool to see her be more her. I feel like before she was, straightening her hair and kind of looking the part that she thought she needed to be a master certified coach that she is. And instead of that, she really embraced who she is, like her vibrance, her, puppies. We truly showcase the 3 archetypes, which are the lover, the ruler, and the rebel. And we were able to really hone a visual that would really resonate with where she's going and who she is now. We created not only the icon, but also the tagline where ambition meets empathy. She really works with heart-centered entrepreneurs that are building, big businesses. And her mission is about helping people. I'm reading the comments. Yeah, I love having the photos too. Oh, thank you, Marisa. Yeah, I really wanted to kind of showcase where she's going, and her mission is so beautiful. She wants to mostly works with heart-centered and very empathic people to make them see that it's not a fault. It's actually a superpower, and that they don't need to self-sacrifice in order to get what they want. So I was showing here, we have the icon, a seal. So it's a very colorful brand. I think most of our clients want color, but they're afraid that it won't look, professional. So it's been a really fun project to work on. We kind of give them all the things. We also create some merch for her. And not only this, we were able to actually create things that she's using or she'll be using on her website and on her Instagram. So we created templates for her to use on social media. We are not social media marketers or content people, but we did want her team to have all the resources in Canva for them to use. So it was a really cool thing to create for her. And she actually already started using this because she's launching her podcast first, and then she's launching the website. We also built a workbook for her. She's doing a boundary bootcamp as her opt-in or freebie. And again, rebranded all the content with the new brand and her case studies. So everything is super branded. I'm trying to open the case studies and I cannot find them. So for the case studies, what I really liked was that it's really, really, yeah, they're here. So I'll show you one. It's still very colorful, but she wanted it elegant. So how can we marry both? This is one of her clients, Carrie Lynn. And it was such a cool way to showcase, again, the impact of her work. I feel like sometimes for coaching is, harder to tell the story. So with the case studies, we were able to showcase this is how, coaching has impacted people's lives, again, in a very playful and colorful way. And that was Catherine, but I wanted to show a couple before and afters before I go. I have them here. And I'm very proud not only of the work, but also of how our process has improved. Like I love that we spend 3 days with the people, really getting to understand them. This is a D&I consulting brand, another D&I consulting brand, a jewelry brand, coaching. I work with a lot of coaches, medical education company. We also did their opt-in, career coaching, life coaching, and D&I consulting. Again, I really appreciate all the colors, and how we honed or how we improved our process also includes that we created not only the strategy heavy framework, but we also started doing stylescapes, which is a new thing for us. We were not doing it in the past. And this is an example of one that we built for Cardia for the D&I consulting. And we called it the spicy, the medium, and the mild. So we get to, get the most out of the box idea first. And then we showcase something in the middle. And then the most corporate or flatter idea as a mild. And it has helped us really honing into, this is their style. She actually said, this was her, truly her. And she's like, I feel like for my company, though, this makes more sense. But it was so cool to hear that we actually were able to also encapsulate her personality in one stylescape and her company in the other. This was the final one, the one that won. But yeah, we've learned to love stylescapes and embrace them. And it just makes the process, honestly, so much faster and better. And I wanted to show some of our last two. I love that we showed stylescape for the first time. Yeah, Christo was the one that I learned from, and I've been embracing them so much. So I know I'm almost out of time, but I did want to share two things. Like I was able to work with my clients in naming as well. So a lot of our clients have a name and they cannot register it. So we are able to create proposals and define where is it coming from? Why does it stand for? Why are we proposing it? And we do research. So I really love, creating that possibility for them as well in that area. And once we have the name, of course, we then work on the rest, either strategy of design or design. I think it's time for me, but I really loved showcasing a little bit of what we do. And yeah, I am very thankful to be here. Oh, I wanted to show this one though. This is one of my favorites. I just rebranded earlier this year a coffee shop and a bread lab that is opening in Tulum. I'm actually flying there next month to go and see it. And it's one of my close friends, and the brand's called Nimeño. And his favorite thing to do as a kid was going to get the morning baguette with dad. So that's an illustration that me and my team created by hand and then, digitalize to tell his story, because I thought it was so beautiful and inspiring. So again, thank you for having me. This was really fun.
Thank you, Martha. So amazing to see your work. We have questions rolling in, of course, and I'm just always so happy to see your work. It really does blossom with the joy that you have for telling people's stories. It really comes to life. So thank you so much. Yelly and Creative Company co-founder has a question for you. How long is your engagement with clients?
Thank you for that question. So normally it's 3 to 4 months when it's both strategy and design. When we add naming into the mix, we're looking at 6 to 7 because we're waiting for the lawyer's green light before we start designing. So I'm doing that with one client now that it was not naming. And then in the middle of process, she discovered she couldn't trademark her name. So now we're starting the naming process. So yeah, 3 to 4, if it's naming 6, if it's only design 2, or only strategy.
Love that. Thank you so much for that timeline. Any other questions for Martha? Also, any other questions you have in general for any of the collaborators? Happy to have them, impart their wisdom, and we can, get your questions answered live. How often does that happen? Usually not very often. So very much appreciate all of the time that you are spending here today. So I am seeing if there's any more questions. Oh, Naomi, new in creative company collaborator, Squarespace developer, amazing work. So this is for Martha. How did you get into branding?
Oh, thanks for asking, Naomi. So I wanted to be in branding for a long, long time. And 10 years ago, I did a master's in marketing for luxury goods and luxury brand management. And I got my basics there. We did a mini course with videos from Martin Neumeyer, which was my intro to him back, in the early 2000s. And yeah, last year I got to study under him during level C. He has this, deep master classes. So I knew I wanted to do it. And almost 3 years ago, I went in full head, but I've been studying about it for the last 10 years. Thanks for asking.
I love that. That's so cool. It's amazing to get that type of instruction one-on-one. It sounds like an amazing experience. Last call for questions. Of course, if any come up, feel free to reach out to any of the collaborators on Slack. Always looking to get the conversations continued and get things going. So I'm going to wrap that up here, but no worries if something else chimes in before today. So I'm going to tell you about our upcoming events. There is so much on the horizon, and I don't want you to miss out. So Creative Portfolio Showcase. You liked this event. We have another one coming up at the beginning of November, November 8th. We have another series of collaborators to showcase their talent, and we've got graphic design, UX research, content creation, audio mixing, lots of really good stuff here, and you will be able to tune in just like today. We also have our co-working sprint. So November 18th, Friday, it's hybrid. So hybrid, in person and virtual. It's going to be in Jersey City. It's at this really cool spot called & Co. You can come and attend. You can also attend virtually. And what we do is we have blocks of work time, and then we have intentional play. And we have a sprint of work and play, work and play. We talk about what we worked on. We get insights. You can ask questions. You can get feedback. And it's that accountability time. So make yourself accountable, show up, enjoy your work, and then also have some really fun playtime too. We do meditations, writing exercises, creativity challenges, lots of good stuff like that. Always a good time. We also have a brand new event just launching December 9th. It's a Friday, New York City, and it's for us to do content together. So we've been doing Fab Friday field trips where we create content together. It's New York City based, and this one's got a little fun holiday twist because it's the holidays. Why not, bougie it up? We're doing it in New York City loft, and we have videography, photography, delicious dinner, and networking all together in one place, one night. And it is, after work, like 4 to 9 p.m. So, you can fit in your whole work day, head over to the lofts and just have a beautiful time with us. Think about this as your content batching. You can have new photography, new headshots, reels, all that good stuff. It's really a lot of fun to get together and bounce off the vibes with each other, especially when it comes to creating new content. For me specifically, having a photo shoot that's all about me is kind of overwhelming. This is a more relaxed, fun group shots, enjoying each other's company, and then also making some cool content, all of the stuff that I love. And I think you'll love it too. So anytime you have questions about these upcoming events, please let me know. I'll give you more information, and just looking forward to connect with all of you. So I am going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for your time today. Check us out at increative.co. That's where you get to find out everything. We've also been on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all the places. Yell Bell. Check out Yell Bell's page as well. In Creative Company, you can find that through. Also, Yell Bell on Instagram. I'm at Drea DeMarchi, and you can tune in next time, November 8th. Meet you in the same spot. See you then. Thanks.